Hi everyone. I welcome you to online session today. We are discussing about the vernacular architecture of various places within India. So I have my students with me. So they'll be explaining the works that have done as per the assignments that were given to them. Yeah, let's listen to them.
Okay, so as a part of the first module that we'll be providing a presentation on, that is the module 3, Vernacular Architecture of Gujarat. So out here we'll be talking upon three main factors, wherein the first will be providing an overview of the tribal culture that exists in India at large and in Gujarat to be specific. Secondly, we'll be talking about the interrelationship that sociology, the societal forms have in relation to the planning, the build forms. And keeping that in context, we'll be studying it over the regions, over several regions of Gujarat. So basically the northern Gujarat, the rural South Gujarat, Saurashtra and the Muslim community. And thirdly, we'll be ending this module with a brief description of the exquisite, elaborate woodwork details at the lacquer work that is exhibited in the craftsmanship and crafts of Gujarat. So to start with the first part, where we provide an overview of the tribal cultural landscape. So, through via many historic reports and documentaries, we know that back in the yesteryears, the tribal clans, the tribal population occupied for a major part of the Indian subcontinent over a considerable period of time. It was only when the Aryans invaded the Indian subcontinent that these clans actually dwindled in their number, had to confine themselves and secluded themselves from the mainstream society. So now that was a picture that we actually saw in the historic times. Now comparing it with the picture of the modern times, we'll see that though they are not subjected to those age-old hazards right now, but still they're actually facing major problems and they are running a risk of being endangered because of the growing encroachments that have been brought in by the overpowering urbanization. And that is actually a matter of concern because with this, they are actually losing out on their traditional lifestyles, their cultural socio formats and patterns. And that is actually a matter of concern and really we should be worried about it because as we know, we Indians always like to boast about the different types of originalities that we have. Now, this was a picture of the tribal clans and the tribal culture that is present in India at large. Now, we'll be talking about the tribes that generally inhabit in the state of Gujarat. So, if you try to imagine, or also a picture of the Gujarat's map has been provided in the presentation, we'll see that there are somewhat an around of 19 districts in Gujarat. So, out of those 19 districts, in 8 districts of such, we see such settlements of distinct tribal population. So, and that can be the hilly regions of, as we have mentioned out here, the Danta Taluka, or the Poshina, Khed Brahma, or the Vijayanagara. Also, we can, if we move towards the southern Gujarat, we'll find them along the borders of Panchmahals, then in the Nachakal region, also definitely in the Surat district. So, in such a scenario, if we try to draw an analogy, from all of the areas that we actually observe tribal settlements, we'll see that these regions actually lie somewhere adjacent or along the Aravalli Mountains. And this is actually again an instance which proves that these tribal populations have been inhabitants of those regions for the longest time. Now, moving on to the next part, where we actually talk about some specific tribal groups of Gujarat. So, talking about the tribes of Gujarat, we need to mention about the Rathwa tribe and the Chaudhary tribe. So, firstly, talking about the Rathwa tribe. These Rathwa tribe is basically an amalgamation or a sum of the groups and the subgroups of the aboriginals who used to inhabit it in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. Now, before we move on to provide further details on the Rathwa clan, let's talk about the basic etymology of the nomenclature of the word Rathwa. This word Rathwa is derived from an ancient Dravidian term of Rath Bistar, which stands for the forested regions and the hilly regions where they used to inhabit. Now, a subgroup. Now, as I mentioned before, that this entire Rathwa tribe is basically an amalgamation of the group and subgroup. One such subgroup is that of the Koli community. They claim their equal ancestry to this Rathwa tribe, and hence nowadays known as the Rathwa Koli community. Now, moving on further with the societal pattern and the social behavior they persist. They have been endogamous by and large. Talking about the language they speak or the linguistic, they speak a specific dialect which is referred to as the Ratwi Gujarati nowadays. And talking about their occupation, agriculture always has been the primary form. Now, these were certain details to acquaint ourselves better with the Rathwa tribe. Now talking about where we find them in numbers. So, in the Baroda district of the state Gujarat, we find the maximum number of the Rathwa population inhabit in that district itself. So, it's also in the near the tribal talukas of the Baroda district, the Chota Udaipur, Naswari, and Tilakwara. So basically, these are the regions that the Rathwa tribe inhabits, and they have been considered to be one of the most important scheduled tribes out in the Baroda district. As of for the importance that sites that they have also been enlisted in government of India's list of scheduled tribes. They have been enlisted out there in that list. Also, and actually, they treat this recognition, this designation that they have been provided with, they actually treat it with a really as a great status symbol. And then further on, providing a count or a proportion that these Rathwa tribals hold over the entire Indian population. So as we mentioned out there, that as per the 2001 census, there was a total of around 5,35,284 Rathwa individuals, of which majorly 60% was of male, and the other 40% was by the females. Now, as we have provided the deeds about their facts to acquaint ourselves in a much more better way with the Rathwa.
All the dwellings of this group are almost invariably of the same caste or community, and they are majorly, very frequently, blood related. The open street between the two rows of houses is not in fact a street, but is generally considered to be a common yard. And there is no enclosing wall either individually for the dwellings or for the groups as a whole. The function of enclosure is achieved in such a way that all the rear walls of the dwellings form a continuous wall around the group. And there are rarely windows in these rear walls, and that they are also made exceptionally thick, so that the whole arrangement is like that of a fort, which encloses simultaneously and becomes a rear wall of the house. Such an arrangement of the dwellings is called khadki, and there is but one entrance to the khadki, which is situated at one end of the common yard. Within each khadki, there are no barriers between the individual dwellings. In fact, the families are all interrelated, and the social link between the families are very strong. All the community activities are performed in the common yard, and this common space serves intimately to link up all the families itself. This kind of settlement pattern is majorly seen in northern Gujarat and in parts of South Gujarat, where the people from northern Gujarat have come and formed groups. The major areas of South Gujarat, which consists this part of a settlement, is Surat. Therefore, it can be deemed as a Khadki or North Gujarat pattern. As an example, we can see the old settlements of the Nadiad, Sekhri, and the Simodra villages. Further, the sociology and planning of South Gujarat will be explained by Somdev.
Yeah, before we move on to the sociology of the South Gujarat,
Yes,
go back to this settlement pattern, how the planning of the North Gujarat is.
Yes, sir.
Today, everyone is locked down at our homes due to COVID.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take note of this particular image that is there, these 4 images, right? The way these khadki houses are built. What is your opinion in this kind of a scenario? that we have? What is going to happen?
So basically, I think they would be they would be very easily affected, because somewhat there is no privacy and the streets are open also. Like if one person has this kind of a, like a COVID positive person, he or she would easily like can meet these kinds of in these kind of spaces, and can affect even other people. So like that is my opinion.
Also, I have a point to mention.
Yes.
I mean, if we look into the images that have been provided in the presentation, and if it belongs to the housing patterns of the northern Gujarat, I mean, already we are in a state of lockdown. We cannot actually
Yeah.
move out. So if we look into the openings, they're actually really small, which again augments that idea of being a claustrophobic. So I don't the idea of spaces. I mean, the openings, they are much narrow, and as my worthy teammate mentioned about the dingy streets and the closely related structures to one another. So
Yes.
definitely there's a problem with the issue with the health too. I mean,
Like
the
it will spread
environment
like
that
a
it
wildfire.
creates. Yes, I mean, even the environment that it creates is not quite something which is very fresh, or maybe something which is like well ventilated or
Social
creates
distancing.
this
If
stuff
you
for
are
our minds.
yeah, if you are talking about social distancing, is it possible?
Sorry, sir.
Sir, I
Sorry,
couldn't
sir?
hear you.
Sir, I couldn't hear
We are
you,
talking
pardon,
about
sir.
social distancing. We are talking a lot about social distancing. You look at the image here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yes.
one.
It's dingy. It's crowded.
Is it at all possible in this kind of a scenario?
No, sir.
No, sir. Definitely
No,
not.
Practically not possible.
Definitely. And talk even about the build structures and the juxtaposition that it has is with the open scenarios, like the open spaces. It is totally brings in a feeling of being totally unhealthy and something which is very dingy, like a dungeon.
Yeah.
So, with
Like
shady
it's very
streets
narrow,
and
and it's
yes,
claustrophobic areas.
This kind of a planning might work well
yes,
when there is a normal condition. You know, there is no biohazard.
Yes,
Yeah.
This will
definitely.
So
only
that
work
people
when there is
can
a
communicate.
yeah. Gujarat has got a dry and this one, not humid climate, right?
so
No,
it is
no.
dry
Climate
zone.
there
There's a
Like
scarce rainfall.
this kind
Rainfall
yeah,
pattern is really scarce out there.
right, the hot it's not a hot and dry climate, right? So what happens is this kind of
No.
courtyard with shaded buildings all around actually is good for the kind of the
Climate it inhabits.
Climate.
yes.
Yeah.
Now what happens is this kind again in kind of a COVID situation, this is hazardous,
exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
right? And you
But
let's
in
say how
normal
many of us-
scenarios, this is needed for socializing
exact-
for people.
And moreover, in
Exactly.
these shaded areas, one can easily laze around in an afternoon, in a sunny afternoon.
Exactly.
Like it is
Keeping in
a
mind
very
the
good
climate that
place.
actually prevails in that
yes,
region.
people
Exactly.
sitting leisurely in the shade and all.
Exactly,
Yeah.
sir. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's a nice place to socialize.
Even if there is a percentage of
happening.
humidity in the air,
Yes.
still one feels cool from the inside because of the the moisture that is present. But as it
Yeah.
is more of a semi-arid kind of a climate, so these are actually the courtyards and the chalks are really places where people can get together and laze
And
around.
socialize. Yeah,
Rest.
exactly.
Exactly,
Yeah. That's why
socialize
it is built for
in a
social.
comfortable environment. But for
Definitely.
the pandemic that is around and that the bigger evil that we are
It is
fighting
that
right
not.
now, it's not
It is
the
not
health
suitable.
scenario. Exactly. It's not the perfect scenario.
The lanes are shaded, true, but then again, the distance between these two buildings, yeah.
That is
Exactly,
the
sir. It's
irony.
very.
Like this was made because. Yeah, like the irony of it is that it was built so that people can socialize and mingle with each other and share their daily activities. But right now, like it's just the
In the
opposite.
new
Like,
gen, we are
just
not
can't do
not
anything.
No, I
getting to
think
socialize.
it's like it's while we were going for a thesis program, we had those scopes and limitations. So I think this is a
This is
limitation.
the limitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limitation that it's
Yeah.
not quite responsive during pandemics and epidemics.
Yeah. As you had gone through the planning of this, like it is a central narrow lane around which all these houses are built, and the backside of
Yes.
the houses are like a wall enclosure, right? It's a one,
Yes.
one
Yes, sir.
enclosure for the whole community. Now, this is from a security point of view. I mean, if somebody is trying to attack you manually, I mean, on a human intervention level, so this is a great idea. But then again, if somebody
Exactly,
is
sir.
trying to attack on a biohazard level, so it's the worst kind of idea that is possible. Yeah.
It's the worst kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Actually, these houses were majorly built on the idea of the forts. So that's why, like, withstanding a physical attack is more easier, but withstanding a biohazard attack is not at all a cup of tea for
And
them.
that too, if it is
As in, they haven't thought about it.
Yeah,
Definitely, I'll support you on that.
that too,
They
even
did
if
not
it
Haven't
is
thought about it.
then yeah.
all right. So we'll move on to the next part where we'll talk about the sociology and planning of the rural South Gujarat. So
Yes, sir.
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about this.
Okay, so now let's talk about sociology and planning of rural South Gujarat. So South Gujarat represents a subdivision which has a cultural identity which is distinct from that of North Gujarat or Saurashtra, and this derives from its different ethnic compositions. Now, studies reveal how the percentage of tribals have increased towards the southern Gujarat, and the trend has remained quite consistent. The ethnic groups included in the term tribal are those registered as such and comprised mainly in South Gujarat are of the Duglas, the Chaudharas, the Dhodiyas, the Naike, and the Bhed. Now, the major community present in rural South Gujarat is that of the Kolis. The Kolis are in fact to South Gujarat what the Patils are to North Gujarat. Their social standing, they have begun to call themselves Koli Patels. And it is likely that generation the prefix will be dropped and they will become Patels. So there is, however, another important community with which the Kolis are closely associated, and that is the Anavil Brahmin. Now, the Anavils reside in the same villages as the Kolis and are also landowners, and many of them engage in farming themselves. Here, the simplest Koli house is an extremely primitive structure made of upright poles, wattle, and palm fronds.
Viznagar, Vadodara, Ahmedabad, Mahuva, and Billimora. Sandalwood boxes from Surat are definitely very popular. Wood is rounded with tools and painted with floral and abstract designs in the bright shades of gold, silver, maroon, green, vermilion, and brown by using sticks dipped in the colored mixture of dyes, powdered zinc, lac, and resin. The artisans of Kutch makes wood take on beautiful designs of intricate filigree appearance of lace. Lacquered furniture similar to that of the Sankheda is also made in Mahuva near Bhavnagar, Surat, and Kutch. Meenakari furniture from Rajkot, now made only of few families, is as attractive as Sankheda furniture and includes low-slung chairs which can replace sitting cross-legs on the floors. In Sabarkantha district are known for good manufacturing of wood lacquer, toys. Mahuva and Idar are famous for their lacquer toys. Sankheda in Baroda district is known for its lacquer work, the woodwork done in the country wood which gives darker shades. The coating is done with fine lac. Thus, we come to an end of the presentation of vernacular architecture present in Gujarat. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So
Thank you, everyone.
Uh,
Yes.
so on an overall,
Yes, sir.
the presentation was good. I mean, the best we could do online. Yeah. Okay. It's really very challenging to work like this and also to do presentations and take up classes like this. But thanks for all your support.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your support too.
Yeah.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.